You're kicking it with the Christians. You're kicking it with the Christians. One marriage, two hustlers, it shows. We'll travel the globe in search of endless possibilities. You're kicking it with the Christians. Together we'll conquer it all. Take the highs with the lows, cause there's no losing with this energy. You're kicking it with the Christians.
Yo, 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 yo. Yeah.
That's our new jam.
What up,
guys,
people?
Welcome back to another episode.
What's up, YouTube? What's up? One marriage, two hustlers.
YouTube.
We back.
Y'all been doing the thing, but don't forget to share.
Share, like,
our subscribers
subscribe.
are moving.
A little bit at a time.
They moving.
A little bit at a time.
My baby slowed us down.
No, I did not.
We were moving last week, and I was like, okay, we're gonna be 300 by Friday. And like, we are literally like stuck right now.
Stop.
He jinxed us, but hey, y'all tell your friends, family.
Tell everybody
It's
to know.
free. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification
This
bell.
ain't Patreon. This is free.
So you're notified when we post a video on YouTube. But if you want more exclusive content and you're new here, please go over to Patreon. The link is in the description. And go ahead and subscribe to support us.
Come on.
17 cents a day. We would greatly appreciate it.
$5
we
a
do
month.
have a lot of really, really good content on that platform. Anyway, today's topic is, should we cohabitate or not? And so what that means is, should we live together, and this is before the ring, before the marriage, or not?
Should we?
Is that a good idea?
This episode is brought to you by One Marriage, Two Hustlers. Don't forget to go to One Marriage, Two Hustles apparel.com where you can get all your motivational t-shirts.
Yes.
Let go. Alright, this episode we'll talk about a lot of statistics too. So let's go. More Americans live in a romantic part with a romantic partner than to be married with them. Interesting.
So more Americans live with a romantic partner than a married one.
Come on!
They have married ones. So there's more people living together than there are married people
Come
in
on.
America. Crazy. So I said, hey, that's a good topic to bring up.
Bring it up.
You have a lot of boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancés living together before marriage. And you know, back in the day, living together.
In the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Back in
the day, it wasn't as common, you know, as it is now. Now I feel like it's more common. It's easier for people to say, oh, let's move in together.
Yep.
Than it was back in the day. Back in the day, if you were like, ooh, I want to move in with this person, like, people pretty much like slander your name. They will talk about you, your family.
These days, nobody cares.
Now people aren't as. It's becoming more of a norm. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And I dropped that bottom. Anyways, we ain't gonna end it either. A small majority of people now see unwed couples living together as more now than ever. Despite this, married people still are more satisfied in their relationship.
They report more satisfaction in their relationship. Like, I just believe that the blessings are different when you're married.
The blessings of the Lord is here.
Babe, are we doing a podcast or not?
Yeah, we is.
Because I don't know what you're doing right now. Do you need a break?
No.
You need an intermission?
No. Go. Sorry.
Because, hey, I'm getting off topic. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm being goofy today. So as they reported that, they said that more people. They did a survey. More people married are more satisfied than people that's not married living together. All right.
Right.
These two unconfirming trends.
Because you're up here acting crazy.
Anyways, while marriage is no longer a must-do, it is not quite clear what is becoming instead. So many people rather just live with a person versus getting married. And I think because people, when they want the relationship to be over, they out. You know what I'm saying? When you marry, you gotta split this stuff and stuff like that. I mean,
or
legally.
sometimes people feel like marriage complicates things.
Yes.
It makes things a little more complicated. Which it does, because there's paperwork involved. There's things involved that you wouldn't necessarily have to deal with if you weren't married. So say you're living together and you want to go get a new car. That's not something that is a thing for you. Like, you don't have to ask the other person.
Yeah, you can
don't
do
really
what
have
you
to
want.
ask the other person your money. You know, you can do whatever you want as long as those bills are paid.
Mm.
You guys kind of have your understanding. I think it's just a little different. Now, should you or should you not cohabitate? I feel like that's upon the person. It's your decision.
Yes.
Now, if you want to go biblical, then no. But if you want to go, hey, I just want to make my own decisions
People
right now,
badly going to church these
then
days.
of course you need to do what you think is best for you. I do think living together has its benefits, only because I've done it, and I feel like you learn
Girl, you're
about
married.
the person, and you can decide whether you really want to be married to that person or not.
That's true.
But I've heard the other end of the spectrum of people who have actually not moved in together before they got married. They didn't live together, and they said, you know, they just learned how to adjust, and it just works out.
Facts.
And so, I feel like it can work either way. Like, just going through that first year of marriage is going to be like an adjustment phase for you. Now, I do feel like when you get married, that your blessings are a little different. Things start to align a little different, and you have a favor. It's like unexplainable, but you have a type of favor that you wouldn't necessarily have if with a boyfriend or girlfriend. I can guarantee you.
So let's go by the numbers, though. I'm always trying to get into the numbers, though.
All right. Nationally representative survey of nearly 10,000 Americans over 18, as well as from the National Survey of Family Growth, heralds a turning point in the makeup of the American family.
Interesting.
As recently as 2002, those who have lived with a romantic partner, 54% were outnumbered by those who had married one. 60%. Now those proportions are almost reversed, within 59% of Americans having ever cohabitated and only half having ever married.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think I know for sure Texas has changed their law that if you live with a person over
6 months,
over 6 months, that
it's common law.
You're common law married. So a lot of people use that as an excuse as to actually
I'm already married.
not get married because it's like, oh, well, we're common law married anyway. So that has become the new norm. A marriage certificate ranks low on the things people think are necessary for a fulfilling life, and yet the number of Americans who are currently married, which is only 53% of Americans, completely derives the number of unmarried people who currently live together, which is 7%.
So that's kind of interesting. That's an interesting take, though.
But I think that's too why people automatically assume that you're not married, because I don't think it's like they're being ignorant or they don't, know. They just automatically assume because there's so many people that are not. Yes. And so instead of assuming, it's always best just to ask somebody, or maybe look at their hand if they're wearing a ring, because not all married people wear rings. So you do have to ask because it can be offensive to some people, because it's kind of like, oh, were you expecting me not to be? Because I got, especially if you have like kids and people see you out, they just automatically assume that you're not married. To me, that's kind of offensive.
That's true.
To a person, because it's like, oh no, I'm married, I have a whole husband. So, and active dad, by the way, he's in the store. Like, people are so quick to assume things about people without really getting to know people.
Yeah.
But I think people are scared because the divorce rate is so high.
Yeah, because again, people show one thing, and then when other people see it, they're like, I'd rather just stay single than deal with the headache.
Right. And then you have all these single people who are wanting to be married, but yet they're not getting married because of the things that scare them about marriage. And so cohabitating, to me, people get comfortable.
Very comfortable.
So what happens when you get comfortable is like, well, what's the point of getting married, right?
I know. It's like I done heard people say, well, it's like we already married, we live together.
Right.
I done heard people say that.
We pay bills together.
Yeah.
We
have
sex.
one joint account.
Yeah.
We got one joint account. They got their money, I got my money, but we got one joint account to pay bills.
We have sex, and then I heard when you get married, the sex change.
Yeah, we heard that. We heard that.
I hear, I don't want her knowing about my finances. I don't want to have to share my finances.
That's true. We hear that too.
There's just so many things so many aspects to factor in that people really think about. And it's like, wow, what happened to you just knowing that this is your person? Like, God has shown you that this is your person.
Well. What happened?
What happened to the genuineness of marriage? It don't exist.
It don't. Because surprisingly,
it exists for some people, but it's only for like maybe 15%. But the other people is like, I'm not sure.
Back to the numbers. Surprisingly, the change that has been
unsurprisingly, this change has been accompanied by a marked shift in attitudes toward the different kind of household arrangements. So this is where you start to see like the poly relationships, the polygamous relationships, sister wives. You start to see all these different types of arrangements of relationships.
And people do your thing. No judgment here. Because
they feel like that works better for them. I was watching Family or Beyonce.
Interesting.
This guy on there and him and this lady, they have kids, they're engaged to get married, but they invited, another woman to be a part of their relationship.
Come on.
And now it's causing issues in the relationship. So I just truly believe that it may work for you for a short period of time, but I don't personally believe it can work for a long period of time.
It's been working for
this
some
is
people.
my personal opinion. I don't personally believe that it can work for a long period of time because that's not the way God designed it to be.
Got it.
And so we have to think about why God designed us to be just with one person. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking, and that's where my mind is going. But people are scared, and so it's more comfortable to cohabitate than it is to get married.
Almost 7 in 10 people see nothing wrong with lovers living together, even if they don't intend to get married.
Like for what you just said, it's their choice. Like that, a lot of people feel that way. Like whatever they want to do is that on them. The remaining 30%
is a split.
Are split. Half is okay. Of the duo if they're intending on getting married, and then half find it unacceptable under any circumstances. So you have the Christian people who are like, no. Okay, and then you have people that are like, okay, well, if you're engaged to get married, yes. And then 30% said, I really don't know. I'm kind of torn between the two.
So why do people still make it official when the
stigma attached to the unwed cohabitation is all but gone?
One possible answer to report is provided.
Answer the question.
Why do people still?
They make it official when the stigma attached to unwed cohabitation is all but gone.
Because people just rather have something better than nothing. That's my motto. People I'd rather be with you to say I'm with you, with somebody, versus me being myself and having nothing.
But I feel like there's a time frame. Like if you're gonna live together, there should be a time frame. Like if that person, if the people in the relationship, one of them wants to get married or both of them wants to get married, there has to be a time frame, because it's like, how long are you going to live together before the wedding happens?
I've seen people 20 years.
That's what I'm saying. So
some people might not be like you. You're more, you put pressure on people. You're one of the people that will put pressure on people. Some people don't put pressure on people.
But what I'm saying is, if that's our intent, like, what is the time limit?
Some people don't have none. They love that person. They just go with the flow.
Okay, go with the flow.
Yeah. You got some people be like, if this don't happen in this amount of time, I'm out. So you got two different types of people. You got some people like, okay, we live together, you got 2 years, you got 3 years to marry me. You got other people say, we live together, I love you whenever you're ready. If it's 20, 30 years, 40 years, I'm good. Everybody's different.
Everybody is different. Everybody is different.
It's different.
The report provided security. The surveys responded 50% of whom were married and 9% whom were cohabitating had notably different levels of trust in their partners. 2/3 of married individuals trusted their partners to tell them the truth. Only half of the unmarried did. Let me get into the real issue.
Come on.
About 3/4 of married folks trusted their partner to act in their best interest. However, there are fewer than 60% of the unmarried that felt the same way. After 56% of married partners believe their partners could be trusted to handle money responsibility, only 40% of cohabitators felt the same way. That tells me right there that people could cohabitate for a long period of time because there's a reason behind it. It's like you don't fully trust the person, you don't fully want to relinquish control, you are scared.
Yeah, you get where you at.
Fear is overpowering everything. Cause it's like, really, what's the real problem if you're okay to be with this person? You don't fully trust them. You're not really sure. You're afraid it's gonna end in divorce. Like,
big facts.
What are you really scared of when you know that person does something they want? That's my whole issue. I'm not trying to pressure anybody to get married. But if you're in that situation, it's like there's a reason behind it. The survey, the stats prove it. It proves it.
But like I said, everybody's different. And it's okay because you have some people, hey, you better marry me at this time or they checking out. You got some people say, hey, I love you so much, I'm good. Whenever you ready.
Yeah, but people say that, but then when they take a survey like this, when their spouse not around, they're really honest. So that's why I really believe that these stats are true, and it kind of backs up what I'm saying, because it's like, yeah, you say that because you don't want him to feel pressured, but ultimately you want him to propose and you want to have a wedding. So don't act like you don't, because that's the cool thing to do because he's okay with that, and you know, he won't feel pressured. No. Again, we all have to do what we feel is right for us. And
so what happened to those people? There's some people that never get married though.
I'm not disagreeing with cohabitating. I'm just saying that you shouldn't get so comfortable that you give up on your dreams.
Yeah, but there's some people that just really never ever got married.
And that's true. They never
died.
I feel like they've never found the right person though. Or those people that live together until they die. It's a reason behind it.
Yeah, and it was some people see. My thing is, I don't.
It's a reason behind it though.
And I don't think everybody want to get married though.
I believe that as well,
and
because
I
believe
people
they're scared of marriage.
Yeah, but I just believe some people just don't want to be married.
Yeah, because they either still want to be out in the streets doing whatever they want to do. They want that freedom. They feel like they're not going to be free in a marriage. Also, they feel like they might have to change, or they feel like they can't trust anybody. That's normally the people that say they don't want to get married. Yeah. Those are the people that say they don't want to get married.
And everybody not.
And that's fine.
And everybody not built for marriage.
Again, those things right there, because they can't do those things.
Yeah, and they good.
That means that they might not be built for marriage.
Yeah,
so that's the best thing to do is to stay single if you know you're not trustworthy. Because if you can't trust somebody, that means you can't really trust yourself, because you know that you might not do the right thing.
And I say if you that person, then
stay single.
Stay single.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you have to be married. That's my thing when I try to tell anybody. Don't feel like just because I'm married.
Don't pressure yourself.
Yeah, you don't have to be married
to get into a marriage, especially when you know you're not providing all of those things, and you can't. And that's okay as long as you're honest with yourself.
Of course, people are more likely to trust
those whom they have a history with. But this assurance was not necessarily the product of the time and experience.
Among those who have been together for the same amount of time, being married was still... I can't read that.
That's because it's in gold. Correlated with having high levels of trust.
So those who are with people for a long time, they probably can marry them, but sometimes I think they feel like I'm good.
They don't trust the situation.
You know what I'm saying?
They're okay to live together, but they don't trust to get married because they afraid. Sometimes people are afraid too, like, oh, she might take all my money, or he might take all my money, or they might cheat on me.
You barely sit on a couple thousand, you worry about money.
Because I'm not gonna be able to go where I want to go. Like, they feel like marriage is like a death sentence. Married people are advertising their commitment. When someone tells you that's my spouse, you know a ton of information about the relationship and the level of commitment. So maybe you've seen people around you not really commit, you know, and that kind of scares you a little bit. Researchers also found that married couples were more satisfied with the way their partners handled most of the usual couple trifling points like parenting, chores, work-life balance, and communication.
Interesting.
Because those things are different. You know, it starts to change.
They do.
When kids start to see that family dynamic. Not, oh, that's my mama's boyfriend. Oh, that's my daddy. That's my mama. You know, it's kind of like, oh, you know, my parents married. It changes the dynamic of the family.
Yes.
And then the last thing is major reasons for their shared residence. Those who were not married were more likely than wedded couples to cite financial pressures, convenience, pregnancy as big motivations for moving in together. And that is so true. People feel like, I'm pregnant, we need to move in together.
It's always, it's like, wow.
It's convenient. We can save money on bills. We can raise our kid and pretend to be a family, married family. Because you're doing all the things that married couples do.
Everything.
And then you can take some of that financial pressure off of you, especially if you live by yourself. Some people move in with people so they can save money.
Yes.
Some people move in with people so they don't have to pay bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, for real, when I was single and I lived by myself, like, you would be surprised how many dudes, like, want to move in with you. Like, what? What are we doing? Like, you can't just move in with me.
Trying to move in, save that money.
Trying to move in with you for convenience. And it's convenient for them. As long as it's convenient for them, it works.
Yeah, they're trying to save that money. That's what it is.
I feel like if the relationship doesn't have any intent, it's like, why are we living together? Like, if you want to be single and, you know, we're just going to date and we can each have our own place and just still continue to date and, you know, we don't have to be married, we don't have to move in together. And I also feel like that makes things smoother for your family. Because if something happens to you, especially in Texas, you don't want to have them to deal with, okay, now they have to go to this person because you've been living with this person all these years and now this person's trying to take your family to court because they feel like they're entitled to stuff. You know, it just gets crazy.
It really do.
And so it's just like, man, you just can save everybody a headache. And I know it costs more money to live apart, but hey, let's just live apart and just do our thing. Let's have fun. Let's travel. Let's hang out and hey.
And the tip of the day, the night, whenever you watching this video, is this right here. You got 3 basic choices. Either you be alone, you live with someone, or you be married. It's that simple. You choose.
It's your choice.
Most people gonna live with somebody. People will move in with people.
I know. I know.
People will move in with people.
People don't like to be alone. As much as they hate to admit it, they don't want to be alone.
They don't like themselves.
They don't want to get married. They don't want to be alone though. They don't want to get married.
So you got 3 basic choices. Either you can be alone through this thing we call life.
As y'all can tell, I'm pro-marriage, but I agree. Everybody is not marriage material, and so you have to be real with yourself. So before you cohabitate with somebody, just make sure that you guys are on the same page and that you know what that comes with, and that you know the ins and outs of that, because that can get crazy.
Yeah, and you just gotta really like sit down with yourself and ask yourself, where I'm at today, you know what I'm saying? Am I emotionally, financially, and spiritually ready to be connected to someone in a relationship? And if you ain't got 3 yeses, then you need to say, nah, I'm a chill.
So I feel like if you've been living with somebody for 7+ years, I'm gonna say 7 or more years.
Oh Lord, maybe forcing people to get married.
No, I'm not saying get married.
Okay.
I'm saying the reevaluate. I always talk about the reevaluation process.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the reevaluation process needs to come in, and you need to just be a little bit transparent and say, hey, we need to sit down and have a conversation. Where is this going? Do we really want to get married? Do we not? Because if we don't, then we're okay with it. That's cool. But if we do, then we need to go ahead and make a decision on what we want to do.
So
sometimes people get a little too comfortable and they just get, it's everyday life. They're just getting used to. That's what it's always been.
Big time.
And you forget about what you truly want.
Mm-hmm. And so I just think that overall that, again, ask yourself those 3 questions and say, if it's not yes to all 3, financially, emotionally, and spiritually, then stay single. You know what I'm saying?
That means live alone.
Which I know most people not gonna do it. They're gonna find somebody. That's just the world we're living in. People find people though. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And it might not be exactly what you want, but a piece of a man is better than no man.
Okay, Betty, right?
A piece of a man is better than no
Why
man.
does it always have to be on the women?
A piece of a woman.
What
A
about
piece of a
these
woman.
men?
Yeah, a piece of a
These
woman.
men that want to live with the women or move a woman in and all this stuff. Like you want
do that.
The wife role.
Yeah, but
you
don't
want her
marry
to play
her.
the wife
But
role,
don't
but
marry
you
her.
don't marry her.
Nope. She moved in. Nobody put a gun to her head.
Again, that's what I'm saying.
She moved
That's
in.
what I'm saying, though.
Nobody forced you to move in.
That's why I said, ladies, stay up by yourself.
Oh Lord, that's what I'm
you
saying.
You can get that whenever you need that.
Man.
But you don't have to live with him.
She living with him and dealing with his foolishness. That's just the world we living in 2021.
To me, it should be a deadline, though.
Man,
I know we live together.
No.
But I wasn't gonna live with you for 5 or 6 years.
I know, but I mean, I already had my mind made up, so.
But I'm just saying, I wasn't gonna live with you.
Yeah, and if I wasn't ready, then just keep rocks.
I would be gone.
That's just it.
That's it. That's what I'm saying, though.
But everybody not like you. Sorry, it's a lot of women not like you.
That's a waste of my time.
Sorry, it's a lot of women not like you. So
well, they need to get like me.
No.
That's why y'all keep being hurt.
No.
Y'all know.
No.
Come on, y'all.
Hey, listen. Other than that, this is
comment below.
Season number 3, episode
comment
13.
below and let us know what you think about this topic.
Yes,
because we do want to know what y'all think.
And the next video is a bonus video. It's gonna be episode number 14, but it's gonna be about a show we finally watching together, Marriage at First Sight.
Finally got him to watch the
Season 13. How many couples are there?
5.
5 couples. So we'll be talking about it. We gotta watch one more episode first. And Wednesday, what's today? Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, we gotta watch one more episode, and then we'll talk about the first 2 episodes, what we thought about it, who we think gonna make it, who we think not gonna make it, and get ready. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of opinion.
Y'all see, he be letting me take over this conversation today.
Oh yeah, today.
But if you agree with me, put Team Courtney in the comments.
I'll put Team Lloyd. You don't have to be
really
married.
Say anything.
You don't have to be married. I did say a lot.
But I'm not saying that you have to be married.
I know.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, but some women will live with a man for 20 years. They don't. See, you're judging the people. You judging them. You judging the people, man. You judging the people, dog. You don't judge the people.
I'm not judging y'all. I'm just telling y'all, don't be dumb.
Don't
with a capital D.
Whatever. So, other than that, if you guys love this episode, get ready for the next episode. Go to Patreon. Go buy One Marriage, Two Hustles. Apparel.com. We thank you guys for watching. Anything you want to say?
No, stop. Go shop. Go buy something. We have some heat coming out this fall. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
You're kicking it with the Christians. You're kicking it with the Christians. One marriage, two hustlers, it shows. We'll travel the globe in search of endless possibility. You're kicking it with the Christians. Together we'll conquer it all. Take the highs with the lows, 'cause there's no losing with this energy. You're kicking it with the Christians.